Okay, I finally got 5 minutes to myself. It's really bright out here. I like these sunglasses because they fit over my regular glasses, which is perfect because as you can see, it's a little bit sunny out here. Oh, that's better. I don't like bright light in my eyes. But as you can see, yes, I'm sitting in the woods. Sitting on a log. Because sometimes after taking the goat for a walk, getting kind of beat up by the goat, outrunning the rooster, and then playing merry-go-round or loop-de-loop or whatever you want to call it between the chicken, the turkeys, and the goat. My goodness, I'm tired. So I just decided to come out to the woods because nothing says comfort like sitting on a log in the woods, having an after-dinner beer. I do have my medicine. Yeah. We live in Canada. We're allowed to. So I say this is the perfect end to a long day. Oh, would you like to see my view? Yeah, check out my view. Isn't that cool? Nothing but trees. And yeah, the turkeys are behind me. I can hear them. They follow me everywhere, and I haven't done anything. I'm gentle around them, so wherever I go, they tend to follow me. So that's pretty cool. So I think what I'll do is somewhere's out here, because it's still close enough, but I think somewhere's out here. I build like windbreakers, almost like lean-to shelter for deer and stuff like that. And then what I do is I take all the leaves and things that we're not using that, we rake up out of the yard and the neighbor rakes up, and I put them in piles. Now the deer have the option of eating that in the wintertime or bedding down in it in the wintertime, right? Because it just gives them a safe place. It's out of the wind, right? And it's just basically L shaped. So they can either curl up on the inside elbow of it or the outside of the elbow, if you will, right? It blocks direction, the wind direction, and then make one that goes this way and then reverse it in another spot. So it all depends on where the wind is blowing and the snow and stuff, right? So, but I figured maybe I'll do something like that too. But I might put some perches up a little bit higher with a little bit of a windbreak behind, but not right directly. So then if the turkeys want to roost up somewhere, if it's, pretty windy, it'll block the wind, at least in that one spot. I'm not a big fan of climbing up a tree with a chunk of sheet metal, that's for sure. But you can't close it in because they won't go into it. And so I know that they'll be fine. Mr. Moon says, oh, they'll be fine and everything, right? But still, they like this wooded area, so I could probably do it with a bunch of branches, strung across, and just one wall of it, and then they can perch on either side of it, and then do it in the opposite. I'll do it north and south, and then do one east and west. So then that way they have a perch on each side, and possibly one with a maybe four little trees together and kind of have a roof over it or something just to keep the rain off. So, but yeah, cheers, folks, to another beautiful day above ground. That's for sure. It's first day of autumn. I love it. This is my time. This is my time. With that cold snap that we had, there's no bugs, and in about I don't know 3 weeks or so, maybe a month, the bears should start going to bed. And so that's cool. They don't come in this close other than that one time when they came in. I did find out why they came in. The ministry had set a bait pit. They were doing a wildlife count. And they put up this tiny little sign, no bigger than the tablet I'm holding right now. And they set it up quarter of a mile from homes and didn't tell anybody. So we all had this huge influx of bears and raccoons and martins and fishers and foxes, anything that would eat something stinky. All right. And they didn't tell us. Well, we rose a holy about that. So I don't think they'll be doing that again. But they wanted to see how many animals, like the wildlife, was in the area. But the way they baited it, it was just for predators. And if you're going to bait for predators, just to take pictures, you know, You need to tell the residents of that area and the property owners that there is going to be this increase in predators that can go after livestock, poultry, children. There's children. Okay, there's like a school bus, you know? Like, come on, right? So I was not impressed with that at all. So yeah, we raised a holy stink about it and took pictures and sent that to the ministry. It's like, really? And it says, uh, with the, I'll find the picture, but Mr. Moon took a picture of it, and there's a red squirrel sitting right on top of it. It says, "Warning: dangerous animals." And there's a squirrel, right? But I mean, can you not like put up a sign at least the size of a real estate sign? You know, not something just like the size of this tablet. And my tablet's not, the tablet's barely as big as my face, right? So, and that was our sign. And they put it way out in an empty area. But yeah, just because that quarry was empty, like no houses were there, there's houses all down each side of the road on both sides of it. So it just drew it in. Neighbor lost a bunch of chickens and he got fed up and he moved. And yeah, so it was just, it was a big foobar. So I don't think the guy that decided to set it up there is going to be setting it up there again. And if he is, he's, yeah, well, he'll hear from the whole community. Everybody got together. All right. You can't do that. You have to at least, a phone call, a door to door, a notice in the mailbox, something, right? People are out in the woods with their kids and their dogs, and then there's farms around here. And, yeah, we're not right tight together, but you put that right smack dab in the middle. So there's only one place for those critters to go after they're done eating and start checking at all the houses surrounding it. So, yeah, here's your sign, buddy. But anyways, other than that, we haven't had any bear sign here. I've heard wolves this summer. I've seen one fox. Well, I've seen the same fox twice. But other than that, it's been nice and peaceful again. And that year when the bear was coming in, excuse me, I was scared to come out. I really was, because if you saw the video, I'm in the garage banging on the door, yelling at it to go away. We were watching it from the security camera. I started out on the deck. I was up on the porch, and he woofled at me and snapped his jaws and just looked at me like, "Shut up, woman," right? And he got into our garbage, but there was nothing in our garbage. There was kitty litter. Maybe he likes to taste a cat turd, I don't know, but there was nothing there. We figured maybe the smell that was in the can before, and the neighbors didn't have anything out. But once he moved off from here, he went to another neighbor, crawled right through their woodshed, and tried to push his way. Their woodshed's right attached to their house through and with the window, right? So they can see out into the woodshed. They pass the wood through that way. He tried to come through their house through the window. Actually broke the glass, right? Because he could smell something in the house. And I don't know. Another neighbor took two of those great big Rubbermaid totes. I'm just looking around now that I talk about Yogi, he'll probably show up. But had those Rubbermaid totes, and he had all his chicken feed in that, and he had that at his barn for like at his chicken coop, and it was just in a covered area. It wasn't closed in, but the lids he figured were on tight. Nope, found those dragged out the end of the driveway. Each bag probably weighs, I don't know, 20 pounds, 25-pound bag, and he could fit 2.5 bags in each one. And that bear just dragged it down the end of the driveway, ate all of that, and then that's how they found the bear, was because he was going back for the other one. Like, you know how big a feed bag is. Okay, bear's eating like 2.5 of those and going back for more. So I don't know if ministry came in to deal with the bear, or if it was dispatched. All I know is that it's gone, because it hasn't been back. And when I called about it, they said, yeah, the bear has been taken care of, so he won't be a problem. I didn't ask if they relocated, because I just, honestly, after him coming at me the way he was at my house, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if somebody had shot him. It really wouldn't. So, but I'm a nature lover, and I try not to interfere with the nature. If they want to come and hang out with me, well, I'm all for it. But yeah, that was just a problem bear. He was going house to house to house, and he's dangerous. And you can see in that video, he did not give me the response that any bear should have. Loud voices, clapping hands. When you're in your own house, he should have left. But he didn't. He just looked for another way in. So I don't know what that was all about, but he obviously gotten to eat somewhere at somebody's home, their garbage, and then with that bait pit. So who knows? I keep hearing something behind me. I bet you it's that turkey. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi, what doing? No, I don't see him. But yeah, so this is just beautiful right now. And as you can see, as if I turn you around, all those little trees, all that brush that you see, okay, 2 years ago, I had this whole area cleared. It was all cleared out. We cut it down a bunch of standing deadwood. We use that for firewood. There was nothing here. You can still see some of the scraps. I'm sitting on a log that, this big old pine tree. It was rotten, so we took it down at the same time. And you could see all the way through. And now, you can lose a person in there. A bear's easy. But right now, there's no berries in there. There's no raspberries. The big raspberry bushes or nothing. So there's no real reason for them to go in the summer. But yeah, I'm just happy that they won't be stealing my Doritos, right? Chasing me, running, this one leg in the sleeping bag and one leg in my underwear, just giving her running down the road. Somebody help me! He's going after my Doritos. All right, so, but yeah, it's a beautiful day to just relax, and I'm not worried about camp. I'm looking down there, and I'm not real worried about camp. So, Mr. Moon figures that the deer came in and chewed the strings. And that was just temporary because it was raining that day anyways. But I was just going to reinforce those poles. But I used the binder twine from alfalfa bales, right? So you can smell the alfalfa on that binder twine. So deer probably come, oh, hey, score. And they just started chewing on it. And they chewed one corner enough that just the weight of the tin on top just made it let go and probably scared the bejesus out of them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out here into camp. I'm taking up all that moss where I'm going to have my fire pit. We're going to cut down a few more trees to give me a nice open space. I got the rake out here. All these twig piles and kindling piles, I'll be using that in the wintertime. I'm just going to put them all in one big pile, tarp them up, just to keep them dry. And then over the winter, because it's just a small stove, right, then I'll start busting those all up and putting them into bundles and, kindling packs. And yeah, I'm really, can you tell I'm happy? I'm super happy to be outside. Cheers. This is amazing. It's beautiful out here. Allow myself a beer today. And I think I'm gonna, well, I was thinking, I do that sometimes, I think. Go figure. You never would have guessed it, but talking to me. I was thinking I was gonna fire up the stove out, the outside stove, and cook. And then Mr. Moon called me, and they had to go to town today. So he says, "Well, what do you think about having subs for dinner?" Well, sure, I'm all up for a sub, right? So I told him, I said, "Get me an assorted," and he's like, "Okay." And I said, "But don't let him put a bunch of mucky sauce on it." And he's like, "You're gonna eat it dry?" And I'm like, "No, I'm gonna break it into three." So I can have a different sandwich every day. Right? I just made some homemade biscuits and I can't wait to try it with sandwich meat. So I was like, oh, hey. So I'm going to do those on the stove instead. Oh, and have you ever tried French toast, right? A double French toast stuffed with cream cheese. I'm telling you, make your French toast, right? Like you normally would, okay? But you cook the ones inside first, flip it over, all right, so that both sides are cooked. Well, like you want the inside cooked is what you want, because you don't want raw egg with that. But or just dip it on one side. I like to double dip. I'm a double dipper, but I'll dip it in my egg mixture, all right, and then I'll put that egg mixture side down and cook that first, all right, and then I'll flip it over and you know put a little bit, I'll just brush on or spoon on more egg mixture on the other side, so when I flip it over, right, so I have egg on both sides. So I do it like that. So both sides of my French toast have the egg on it. It's really good. Then, just before the outside is done, right? You take the side that's not quite done. Okay, flip that over, smear it with like great big gobs of cream cheese. Philadelphia cream cheese is just wonderful. Put the other side on the more cooked side on the inside, all right, and then press that down with your spatula, and then do it up like a grilled cheese sandwich, only with French toast. And then you flip it over, and both sides are nice and crusty. The inside's nice and crusty, and then you got all that cream cheese. Then you just slather it in maple syrup, maple syrup, slurple. I don't know, whatever, right? And oh my gosh, is it ever good, right? It's just like, I mean, that'll stick to your ribs. That's a perfect camping breakfast. I mean, if you want to get up from camp and make that and go back to bed, it's pretty much do you in for the rest of the day. There'll be no exploring today. But oh my gosh, is it ever good? And I love my eggs. Everybody knows I love my eggs around here. There is not a time, except actually today, where I don't have a hard boiled egg in my pocket. I just love my eggs. I like them fried, boiled, poached, made into a pie. I eat eggs all the time. Most people will just sit down and, they'll have like 2 eggs. No, not me. I will take 4 eggs and either scramble them up or just, sunny side up or over easy. But I will eat 4 eggs with whatever I'm having for dinner because I'm trying to stay away from the pastas and stuff, right? So it's meat and eggs, and it's just, anytime I go for a walk, Mr. Moon says it's like Hansel and Gretel, leaving the breadcrumb trail. All he sees is eggshells, and usually behind me, oh, helicopter. They're on to me for the eggs. Woo! But yeah, you can follow my trail of little eggshells all behind me, and it's good for the birds. The blue jays and the turkeys and the ravens, they'll come down right behind me, and they steal all my eggshells. So if I get lost, usually you're supposed to be able to find your way back. Nope, I'm lost. Just sitting there eating my egg. I keep those little packets of salt and pepper in my pocket. All right, so I always got a snack. But when I go to town, I keep a can of sardines in my purse. People look at me weird, sitting there at the mall or something, friends are shopping. What are you doing? I'm hungry. I bust open a can of sardines, smell just nasty, sitting there next to some poor old guy holding his wife's purse. And it's like, you want a sardine? He's like, yeah, sure. He said, these will go good with crackers. I'm like, hang on. And I pull out this little packet of saltines, right? So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm definitely different. But I'm not one to, if I go shopping, to go in the mall and go store to store to store to store. Nope, you go ahead. I'm just going to sit here and eat lunch, right? So they're looking for me at the food court, and here I am sitting next to 2 old fellas holding their wives' purse, and we're all enjoying sardines and mussels and a little couple packages of crackers while we wait. So yeah, it's never boring. Definitely never boring. Oh, that sun is just beautiful. I just love it. Anyways, I'm just rambling, but it's been a good day. It has been a fantastic day. You can't let other people dictate your happiness. I'll tell you that right now. You can't do everything for other people and expect them to do the same for you. That never happens. So, as long as you know that, right? Life's disappointments will be few. If you think, that, well, I've done all these nice things for people and they're not doing anything for me, well, that's just life. That's just the way it is. It's up to you to make you feel good. You are in control of your own happiness. You are in control of setting your own boundaries. And if you choose to overstep your own boundaries, that's on you, right? We all have goals, okay? My goal is to try to make as many people happy as I can. They don't have to make me happy. It's not about that. It makes me feel good to make people happy. And that right there is my own reward. And that makes everything worth it. So if you see me down in the dumps or something, or somebody has threw me some shade, right? Because I get that a lot, because it happens. When you're too nice, people take advantage. Well, that's on them. That's not on me, right? I'll still keep being nice. But there might be a few people I might tell where to go and throw an F shot now and then. Because you know me, I'm not scared to say it. I just try not to, right? So, but it is what it is. So, the people that do come to me and tell me, that they wish me blessings and love, well, I wish you the exact same thing. I really truly do. Because it's hard to stay nice and hopeful and believe and have faith and all those wonderful things, right? When you've got people that are doing everything they can to tear you down on the pretense of helping you up. So don't let it get to you, okay? Your happiness is yours. You are, like I say, you're in control of that. Don't give them your power. Because it's your power that drew them to you in the first place. And they just want to snatch it from you because they wish they had power of their own. All right, well, I'm going to sit here for a little bit and we're just going to enjoy nature. All right, thanks for watching. I love you. God loves you. Keep your moonshine on and let's enjoy this pretty, pretty scenery. Oh my God, did you just fart? Such an animal.